What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World, and in today's tutorial we're going to talk a little bit about the Waveshaper inside of Serum to create some very powerful, aggressive, cojones style of bass lines. Now, the Waveshaper, guys, is simple. This is the way I want you to think about it. You're going to utilize simple tones like sines, squares, a little square wave in order to create complex tones. Now, you could try utilizing more of the complex wavetables inside of Serum with a Waveshaper. The problem is that they're so damn busy already that when you Waveshape them, they might just sound like and it might not be as great. So with that being said, guys, if you want to support my channel, you can head over to evilsounds.com and let's get straight into this. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is start off with a simple tone, which again, the sine is going to be the simplest you get. It's just a fundamental wave. You know, it's like when you're born, you just have one line, and then the older you get some hair and you have more lines and whatnot. So you can see the sine wave is just very simple. Now, in effect, we're going to open up our distortion and go into the X-Shaper. Now, the first X-Shaper is going to essentially be one of the more aggressive ones. If you go with the Asym, that's not as aggressive. So we're going to hit here, Edit A, and we're going to turn our drive all the way to the left so that way we are on Edit A, or the shaped A. Now, on B, you could also make another form, and you can switch between both if you're trying to create like a distorted wow kind of wub, as you're going to see. But again, there's a lot of fun to be had. Now, the way this works is simple. It's a coordinate point system. I can hold Alt to kind of go switch between them all. But the idea is simple. For instance, here, I'm going to square this off in order to get more of a square wave response out of the sine. All I have to do is move this to the left. And I get sort of like a mutant square. It's not a square. It sounds a little bit more like there's still a sign in there trying to reach out to me like, yo, I'm possessed by the square. You get the idea, but it sounds very dirty. And I'm sure a lot of you guys already recognize this bass, as it's a bass that's heavily used in trap. And you can also make an 808 out of that by utilizing your envelopes and just lowering this down, maybe like a bit of relief. It's a shitty 808. We need more low end, but you get the idea. Maybe if I add here like a little bit of a punch to my sine wave. There we go. That sounds more like it. Okay, now we need to mono that. All right, so utilizing this, you can definitely, as you guys saw, create sort of like an 808. Simple as that. Now, the fun starts to happen when you start to bring this guy down, and now it's time to just experiment. Now, I'm going to get rid of this knock for now. And now we have just that. So as I start to move this, I could set this first up around there, and I'm going to bring this down. And I'm going to leave it there. Again, Alt, we can click, move around. Thins it out really well. So maybe we're going to go like so to get sort of like a super H pulse. And now we're going to come in with another one and experiment a little. We're going to move that there. I like that so far. Now I'm going to put some here. And as you can see, you know, I can explain what this stuff is in terms of like the input versus positive and essentially what it's doing. But again, it's just simple. You're utilizing this to shape, again, the sine wave. Essentially, you're distorting it, but you're distorting it differently from the soft clip and the hard clip and the tube and the diode and all that stuff. So you get a very different response to it. Essentially, you get a little bit more control. Look at that. Oh, that one sounds deep. Deep throaty right there. Okay, now we can keep going. Maybe we can go like, you know what, Sen, here, I just want to square this out. Okay, cool. Maybe like we can have little sine or something happening there. Okay, Alt click, you can do that. And we're just going to go here, put one. This is a lot of fun. It's like playing a damn video game. Now I want to get my low end back. It looks like my low end is on this side. Okay, cool. So once I have that, now the fun starts. Because let's say I have this sound. You know, it's very distorted. If I get, we have a sine and we're slowly introducing those. You can see it's shaping into, it's essentially turning into the devil. It's getting horns, but metaphorical there, but you get the idea with it. We're distorting the crap out of it. Now, the fun thing here about this is I can add this decay now, and you can it alters it. The level now of your oscillator A, the amplitude of it, just the volume, fancy way of saying that. Also alters a lot of. Okay, the phase. Not as much, but now if I put a bit of detunement, you get a lot of really cool effects. But you got to keep in mind, this is still a sine going, and if we take that distortion of it and we have that detunement, you can hear like sort of like the volume going up and down with it. So that's why you get sort of like that sound. You can see it going up and down. It's essentially going to be like phase cancellation between the sines, but again, that's what creates that kind of vibe out of it. Now, the fun thing is now I can start to implement other waves, like simple ones, like a saw. And now we're starting to shape it a little differently. I could go higher on. And now +7. By itself, it sounds a little but once we add that low, okay, and now we can have a little bit of fun by adding a bit of reverb to that. And now, if you guys want to turn that into a wub, then I do recommend you use a filter after your distortion, like so. And then you're gonna route your LFO. Put a bit of OTT. I'm sure you guys recognize that sound as well. Not exactly the same as the track we know, but again, we can do a lot of cool stuff with this. Now I could also go, you know what? I'm gonna use a sine. And again, remember, it all comes back down to this. Now, if I get rid of this filter and this, it's just playing with it a bit. Okay, there we go. And we can go back again to a filter. Now, this is where it gets a little fun because now we can start to do even crazier stuff, like LFO could take a little longer to come up. We can start to move some of these so that way we can create like sort of like these nice little wubs that we can hear in a lot of music. So that assemble, which sounds really cool. Let's put 2 on that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you can kind of see the aggressiveness that you get out of it. And the cool thing is that when you get that aggressiveness as well with the simple tones, it just sounds really clean as well. From there, you would just have to EQ to kind of add little things that you feel are missing, accentuate certain parts of it. If you go a little too busy, you might have to reduce just because, again, you're going to be messing with a lot of stuff. I can add a bit of low end and maybe boost. There. Now, another option that we have from here is that we can filter before this sound and we can pick a certain frequency that we want to enter the distortion. And that's what band passes and all that good stuff is for. For instance, I could route these. I can capitalize on a certain part. And now there we have more of a dark kind of bass kind of thing we can do. Let's put it at 1. And now we just move that. All right, so we had our fun with that one. Now, the cool thing is, again, you don't have to go with the sine. You can also go with the. So if you're making big room, I'm sure you've heard these kind of leads in some packs as well as some songs. They're very aggressive leads, but you know, going a little bit of Latin on you guys. But again, you can do that with saw. We can essentially add voices. And again, we can add more, maybe another saw there, like higher up. There we go. That one's a little bit of fun because now I can add this and go. But the cool thing here is I can now turn this into a bass, even for like, let's say that you like that and you want to be like, you know what, Sen, this is all cool and all, but I make G House G. I'm fucking badass like that. It's all about the shaping afterward. Maybe we can go 0. That one sounds a little badass, but I feel it needs a little put it. Let's put this. Sounds a little better there. But as you guys can see, it's a lot of work. Wave shaping creates really awesome sounds. The key thing though is again, sometimes when you create them, you might find, oh, it's missing a little bit of low end and whatnot. So grab what you like from the sound and layers another sound that's maybe a lot cleaner. For instance, if I like this, maybe I wouldn't use the sub from this. I would probably use like a dedicated sub and a mid-low sounds that sounds a little cleaner, but then use the hit of this, the power of this on the top end in order to get that strength into another basic waveform. But essentially, guys, that is shaping. It's a lot of fun, as you guys can see. Now, the last thing I'll say is you can also go into edit B and do another cool kind of edit there. Let's say for some reason, you know, I'll just do something weird like this. I can switch between both of these with the drive. So I'm going from left side to the right. But let's say that I like that. And I'm just going to have it like this. I'm going to have something sustained out. I can switch between them. So if I want to create something like so, I can sort of use it sort of like as a wave table. Now, the last one I want to talk about here is the X-Shaper Asym. Now, the difference between the X-Shaper and the X-Shaper Asym is the Asym is going to be more of a guitar kind of vibe to it. The X-Shaper, as you can see, anything that we do here, it's going to be done at the top right, and the bottom left is the same. It's kind of like a mirror image of it, just opposite of it. However, if we go into Asym, as you can see, anything we do here is just going to come left to right. Okay, now the difference between it, what I've seen is the fact that the Asym isn't as strong. It's not as dirty as the X-Shaper without the Symmetric or whatever. It's a little bit more mellowed out. I mean, you still get some good distortion. But again, you're not going to get those strong forms of distortion out of it. It's just going to be more of a basic one that really... It's a little bit more of a mellow version. And what I mean by that is it doesn't get too busy, which is another good thing if that's what you're looking for. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys see me going like, man, if he can do it, I can do it. And yes, you fucking can, man. You know, play around with it, mess around with different variations, different octaves, harmonic ranges between the sounds. And I promise you guys are going to find a lot of really cool sounds. And then you'll be like, fuck, dude, like this thing is clutch. Like I ain't going to sound like Chami or Mala anymore. I'm going to sound like myself, come out of the closet and whatnot. But anyways, you guys take care, guys, and be safe with the whole Rona thing. Hopefully we can get through this. I'm praying soon. But you guys take care. Peace out, and you guys have a great day.